Illinois-based punk rockers Clementine join us today on Televised magazine as momentum starts to build towards their full-length debut LP coming at the start of 2026. The first single off of said LP is out October 3rd, and we're eager to discuss it. Please welcome Clementine to Televised magazine. Do you mind introducing yourself to everybody?
Hi, I'm Joe. I sing and I write the songs and I play rhythm guitar.
Sweet. Rhythm guitar, songwriter, singer. You don't do it all. You do quite a bit. Uh, the first single, is it Quinn Cicala or Cicala, that's out October
Quinn
3rd?
Cicala, yeah.
Cicala, okay, I did have it right. It's catchy, it's high energy, it's filled with riffs. It would make any fan of early 2000s pop punk proud. How did this track kind of come together?
Uh, so we had been working on getting things together for recording a completely different EP.
Hmm.
And one day after practice, I was just looking at my drummer and he was kind of relatively new. He hadn't drummed since he was like 16, and he brought like a Sears kit
Okay.
to his tryout. And so he wasn't super experienced, but he did a great job.
Hmm.
And I was like making eye contact with him, and I was messing around with this riff. And honestly, I was just trying to like impress him. And
Yeah.
so I was like, I'm gonna improvise a song right here, right now, on the spot. And so I'm like watching him and I'm improvising the song and I'm like, this is starting to sound kind of good. And I got to a point where I had almost everything.
Hmm.
I had like a verse and I had a pre-chorus and I was like, okay, all I need is just like a chorus. So I'm
Yeah.
messing around a little bit more. I get the chorus and then my bass player goes, I think you just I think you just wrote the next single. It was yeah, it was very, very fluid and
Okay.
very easy. But that happens if like I'm living in music and like
Hmm.
doing it every single day. It becomes much, much simpler to do.
Yeah, it's like running. Nobody's gonna couch to marathon right away.
Right,
But if you're working at it every day and building up, you could probably do
right,
it, right?
right.
So it all came together very like state of consciousness from the sound of it, a
Mhm.
stream of consciousness. I mean, just flowing out of you. The song was produced by Seth Henderson, who's worked with numerous bands, state champs, to name one of them off the top of my head. What was working with him like on this?
He's incredible. Like I cannot glaze him harder.
Yeah.
Like honestly, he's so good. He's attentive to everything, all of the like goofy, like, oh, this is probably stupid little details. Like we'll get on like a call, basically a Skype call with him or a
Mhm.
Zoom call. Sorry, I'm showing my age. Um,
Hey, they shut down Skype a couple months ago.
oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't even exist anymore.
No more Skype. Oh
I
my gosh, end of an era. But
know. I remember having Skype on my Xbox 360. Anyway.
yeah, I think that I was probably also playing Xbox when I was using Skype.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, we get on like this call using this app. I think it's called Muse,
Hmm.
and like we'll just tell him like all of these very specific mixing notes, and he indulges every idea, and he's very exhaustive with his process, and I'm so like I feel privileged that we get to work with
Hmm.
someone who is so attentive to our needs as musicians.
Yeah. It must not only make it easier, but make you guys feel safer and more at home to experiment and try out different ideas when you know there's someone there who will push those ideas out of you and mold them into the best versions of those ideas. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, often it's like it's by the time we're done, it actually sounds like what I had in my head, which is
Hmm.
really a surreal experience because I mean, any musician will tell you that like I mean like 90% of like being a musician is just like kind of compromising and being like,
Yeah.
okay, well, this is about, this is about there. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I haven't had to do that as much since we started working with Seth. And he also is just like very respectful. He never has that like, okay, I've been around the block and you don't know what you're talking about. He doesn't have
Yeah.
that attitude at all. He's
That's
very, very
good.
humble. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people who have those attitudes can, I don't know, they're too, their heads are too big to clearly follow the straight line towards the end goal, you know?
yeah.
So I'm glad working with Seth is really great for you guys. It shows on this song. Is Seth producing more upcoming songs, more songs on the record, doing the whole record?
He's doing the whole record.
Okay. Then myself and everybody listening are going to be very excited to hear the full thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course, you guys have an insane tour schedule. You're on tour right now as we're recording this. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Richmond.
Richmond, Virginia. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys have been on tour since like July. You guys had a spring tour. You guys have come. I live in Wichita. You've also worked with one of our photographers in Kansas City. You've pretty much been traveling the whole country for months. How do you guys keep that momentum going and stay sane while you're on tour for as long as you guys have been? And I'd imagine there's more plans coming up next year.
Yeah, there are. The plan is to do 70 shows, like a 70 show tour
Okay.
spanning like 3 months,
Mhm.
starting in March. It's going to be a crazy long tour. Definitely the longest tour that I've done. And
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know if you know this band. There's a band called Frail Body. Lowell from Frail Body is like a friend of mine from like a long time. We like grew up in the same music
Hmm.
scene, and I saw him right after he did a 3 month tour, and he had this 1,000 yard stare. Like he looked, honestly, he looked like an alien that had
Yeah.
beamed down onto Earth, and he was like, "I don't think I can ever do 3 months again." And like it made me scared
Yeah.
because I was like, "Oh shit, that's like the kind of volume of touring that I like want to do."
Uh-huh.
Um, but so this has been a 2 month long tour, and
Hmm.
we are at the very end of it.
Yep. You guys,
Um,
as of when people are seeing this, the tour will already be over. But as of when we're recording this, you got what, like 6 days left? 5, 6 days?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think six. Oh, I don't know. What's the date? Is it the ninth?
Today's the ninth. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we have 6 days left, and then the
Okay.
tour is over. I do have an insane trek to from Brooklyn all the way to Rockford,
Oof.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that'll be about another day of travel. But
yeah, that probably like maybe 2 days of driving.
okay.
Because I just don't want to do like I don't want to drive like 14 hours or whatever.
No, no, nobody
Um,
does.
so probably 2 days of driving, and um then I'll be home. But
Okay.
yeah, to answer your question, I feel like I anticipated that I would be like way more fatigued from the road.
Hmm.
I really am not. I think that the off days are the hardest part for me, to be
Really?
honest with you. Yeah, yeah, the days where we like relax and like recover are the hardest mentally,
Mm.
because and I was just telling my bass player on this run, Keegan, that like my mental health is better when I'm on the road than any other time in my life.
Okay.
Like if I'm at home, I'm a PTSD survivor, so like
Gotcha.
um so like when I'm at home, my PTSD will like start acting up,
Hmm.
and I'll be worried that I'm gonna have a panic attack or something. I just don't have that when I'm on the road, and I'm
Is it
not sure
because of
why.
the go 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 of it all? Like there's
I
always
think it is.
something to look forward to, whether it's like a new restaurant in a new city, a new venue, a new, this
And
type
there's
of.
always something I have to do. Like
Yeah.
there's constant, and there's always a conversation I need to have, and
Hmm.
there's like a rhythm, a cadence like to touring
Yeah.
that is like I think very good for any person's mental health, and I feel like it kind of is closer to what, I don't know, people used to live like. We didn't have so
Yeah.
much downtime, and we didn't have so much like, like, oh, I'm just gonna stare into my phone. You know what
Right.
I mean?
No
So
social media eating at our brains for 7 or 8 hours a day.
right, right.
That's been something I've been working on, is getting my screen time down. It's kind of insane at first, you know?
It's so much harder than you think it's
Yeah,
going to be,
it
you
is.
know?
It like I was averaging like 10, 11 hours a day, and I'm like, what the
Yeah.
hell am I doing with my life?
Yeah, totally understand. Like I feel like every single time that I've set a limitation, I'm always surprised that I'm like, "Oh, wow, I just I would have blown past that, like
Hmm.
without even thinking about
Yep.
it. I don't have that as much when I'm on tour. I can't be on my phone except for like booking the next shows or
Right.
you know what I mean? Like I just don't have the same freedom to do that.
There's
So I think it's
always something pushing you forward.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So in touring this frequently, you've gotten to build connections and relationships with people all around the country. What's been the most memorable moment that you've had on this current tour?
Oh gosh. I mean, we played a really awesome show with Lady Heroin, Walking Blue, and Default Friends
Hmm.
in Orlando.
Okay.
And it was this insane sold out show on a Sunday. I think it was a Sunday at Will's Pub,
Hmm.
and it was incredible. Just because of the way that the crowd responded to us. I
Yeah.
don't know. I've experienced big crowds before. We opened for Bill Murray a few
Okay.
years back, and there were like upwards of 500 people in that
Hmm.
crowd, and it was very, very surreal and very cool. But I think it was different to have a show that I was partially responsible for putting together, have so many people there.
Yeah.
Um, that was really, really cool. And I
And
would
be
say
as
another.
responsive and loud as you said.
Right, they were. It was a very responsive crowd,
Hmm.
and just a bunch of kids that really love music
Yeah.
and love to go and see bands live, and
Hmm.
that's I don't know, that means a lot to me
It's
because I was
a feeling you can't beat. Sorry to
yeah.
interrupt.
No, absolutely. Yeah. No, I think of the times when I was really young and going to like local shows and what that meant to me. And I think when I see crowds like that, I always remember like times when I did that.
Hmm.
And then I was gonna mention one other thing. When we were in Lafayette, um, there was also a crazy show, and we saw this band called Jambalaya Bloodhound, and
Okay.
they're
What a
they're like
name.
kind of yeah, they're kind of a funny band.
Hmm.
They all of their songs are like steeped in Louisiana culture,
Okay.
um, and they have like a PowerPoint that they put behind them to like present with the music, and it's
Hmm.
synced up to their music, and they're one of the funniest
What?
bands I have ever seen. They were so good. They were so fucking good. Can I
You said,
swear?
yeah,
Effing
yeah,
good.
yeah, you can. You said Bayou Bloodhound?
Jambalaya Bloodhound.
Jambalaya Bloodhound. I'm just
Yes.
pulling it up on Apple Music right now so I don't
They
forget.
they were they were very funny. They were very kind people.
There we go.
Um,
Now I can listen when we're done.
yes, absolutely. Highly recommend. Yes.
Um, and then also on this tour, just as an aside, since I'm from Wichita, you guys played Kirby's. I wasn't
Yes.
fortunate enough to attend. What was playing Kirby's like? Because I've got a
I
lot of friends in the local scene. You either love that venue or you hate that venue. That's more of a personal
I
question for me.
I fucking love
Really?
Kirby.
Okay.
I like open up when they open up the fucking front wall
Yep.
and there's all these people like sitting there and that like I just I love it.
Okay.
I think it's like I but I like the kind of like
Dive bar.
crustier scenes and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that that's so much fun and talking to those people they always have something interesting to say
Hmm.
and
There's
um
always interesting and unique people in a good way that are at Kirby's. I was just there like a week and a half ago.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I think okay, so I think because my band is sort of like a little twee because we
hmm.
we have these very like poppy melodies and
Yeah.
whatnot. We have like a pop sensibility to us
Hmm.
that if we can win over like a little bit more like a rough around the edges bar, like I always feel like really good about it. Like
Yeah.
yeah, we did it. We got him, you know.
Hmm. And
So
then since Kirby's puts all the posters everywhere, inside, outside on the ceiling, they'll probably just start putting them on the floor eventually. You guys are like part of Kirby's history now. So,
yeah, yeah, it's very cool. I feel good about that.
yeah.
I feel like we're part of. I mean, because that's kind of a historic venue.
Yeah, I mean
So
they just had their 50th anniversary sometime in the last couple years. So,
yeah, they're voted the best dive bar in Kansas or something like that.
I think so, yeah, which
Yeah.
is insane, but
Yeah.
it's a great place, and I've talked to people who either love it or hate it, so I felt like I had to ask.
Mary's always
Um,
been very nice to me the times I've
okay,
talked to her. So
that's good. That's
yeah.
good. I know we're here to talk about the new song, but my favorite song from you guys is one that's called Cadaver.
Oh, really?
When I first heard it, I texted one of our photographers, Lily, who you worked with in Kansas City,
Yeah.
and I said it's like Faith No More and Alice in Chains kind of had a
Oh
modernized
my
baby a
God.
little bit. So it's an
Oh yeah.
older song, but can you speak on it a little bit before we wrap
Yeah,
up?
I absolutely can. So that song, uh, I think I wrote the main riff right after Chris Cornell died.
Oh wow.
Um,
So it came out in 2023, but that riff's been sitting there since 2017.
yeah,
Okay.
I had that first riff forever. Like I had been meaning to finish the song. It had been
Hmm.
sitting on a shelf, and I would pull it out every now and then, and like generally there is this is true also of Green. Like Green, I wrote like the riff for Green, like the main riff that's like going through the whole verse. I wrote when
Yeah.
I was like 16.
Okay.
And so in Clementine, there are a few riffs that just kind of like circulate until
Hmm.
they become like a full song. And
Yeah.
that just happened to be one of them. But yeah, the meandering kind of like, I'm going to change course like 3 or 4 times in that song, I was
Hmm.
kind of nervous about. And I think that it's so interesting. Like some people tell me that that's their favorite song by
Yeah.
our band. That makes me feel really good because the next album has like a 10-minute long song that changes a bunch. But
Okay.
yeah,
That's good.
um,
I'm a big fan of long songs. Like one of my favorite albums is Master of Puppets. I don't think there's a song on there
okay,
under like 5.5 minutes. So
okay, yeah, yeah. So I think more of that will be available, as
okay.
time goes on. But yeah, that's the big crescendo of the record is this 10-minute song that's very. I've been telling people it's very Jesus of Suburbia.
Okay.
Um, it changes a lot,
Hmm.
and I'm really proud of that. So I hope that it resonates with people.
So
Um,
Cadaver's kind of like a hint towards what's coming next in a way.
yeah, and also it's a hint in that like style also like in
Hmm.
terms of like I was listening to a lot of grunge music while I was working on the next record.
Okay.
So that probably will come through a little
Yeah.
bit. It's slightly heavier, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've This year's been my grunge year. Like I've been on a huge grunge kick. I've gone through Pearl Jam's discography, Alice in Chains, at least the Lane Staley era, that discography. I haven't
I hope that
finished.
you like the next record. I
Yeah.
think it's geared toward that.
Okay.
So,
Then I should be a huge fan.
oh
Um,
yeah.
I'm working on the William Duvall era of Alice in Chains now, and then I'm gonna sit down and dig deep into Nirvana a little bit. But hey, thanks for joining me. As we wrap
Yes.
up, where can fans find you on social media?
You can find us at Clementine Band IL on Instagram. Uh, if you look us up on Spotify, we're the capital C Clementine. Lowercase C Clementine is very nice and they're a great band, but we're the capital C Clementine. Yeah, we know about each other. There's no beef.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna
Um,
say I was looking you guys up or because I couldn't remember your Instagram handle and I was on my computer. So I was like I just searched Clementine Band and I was like, shit, there's like three of
yeah, yeah. So
them.
we're I think we're all just kind of holding our breath and waiting to see like which one becomes the top band
Mhm.
like at the end of this and
Yeah.
but we'll see what happens.
Friendly
I
rivalry, right?
yeah, yeah, they're a wonderful band. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, other than that, I'm trying to think. I think that's like the best way
Mhm.
to find us is probably Instagram. We do have
Yeah.
a Facebook, but yeah.
Who under 35 uses Facebook? Anyway,
Yeah.
the question I end every interview with is what are your three favorite songs at the moment? Like if I were to ask you, if another band member were to ask you, or a complete stranger, what are you going to be like? This is my on repeat.
Uh I have an embarrassing one.
Okay.
Uh I really like Check by Baby No Money. Um
I was not. I have a friend who really likes Baby No Money, but I was not expecting to hear that.
yeah, yeah. So I've been listening to that.
I wouldn't say embarrassing, more just like out of the blue.
I it's yeah,
Yeah.
I also like War. Like I really like that song. I like
Mhm.
Lowrider, and I like what he did with it. And some people have been saying that like that type of sampling is
Yeah.
starting to become like the death knell of music or something. I don't buy
I
into any
I
of that.
wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of something else that I like can't stop listening to. I know there are things. Um, okay, wait. I've got this because I've been listening. There are a couple. Oh, there's a Cloud Nothing song. Wasted Days. It's like the top Cloud
Okay.
Nothings song. I can't
I've
stop listening to
I've
that.
wanted to get into Cloud
Um,
Nothings because I found one of their records. There was a store going out of business in Wichita, and one of their records was like $7, so I
yeah.
picked it up on a blind buy. Have not listened yet, but this might
Oh
tempt me to
shit.
finally do
Yeah.
it.
Highly recommend Cloud Nothings.
Okay.
They're a great band. There's really nothing by them that I think is like bad. I'm trying to think. For a last song, um, gosh, Under the Cover of Darkness. Um,
Hmm.
that Strokes song. I think it's
Yeah.
Under the Cover of Darkness. I love the hook of that
Okay.
song.
The Strokes are
Uh,
fantastic.
yeah, a fantastic band.
Yeah.
Another band that I feel like hasn't really released anything that's like mid.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
I just they're another band this year where I've gone through their whole discography throughout the year. So
look at where our listening is like
yeah,
synced
we're
up.
synced up. Grunge, The Strokes. Have you heard of
Hell yeah.
Fontaines DC at all?
No, I haven't.
Okay, they're Irish post-punk. They're kind of starting. They're much bigger in Europe than they are here, but
Cool.
I feel like if we like a lot of the same stuff, you'd probably like them a lot.
Yeah. Would you would you send that to me somehow? Can you
Yeah,
send that to me?
yeah. I'll
Like,
send it to you on. Do you have a personal Instagram?
yes, I do.
Okay. I'm assuming you're following your own band. I'll send it. I'll send it
Heck
to you
yeah.
after we're done. I'll look you up after we're done, and I'll get that sent over
Okay.
to you,
Cool.
so we don't get
Sick.
sidetracked for too long on here.
We'll
Thank
just
you.
turn this is just gonna turn into a personal
Yeah,
conversation.
no, we'd spend the rest of the time talking about music. I mean, I have so much records and CDs back there that
Oh
I
yeah.
could give you recommendations from, but we don't need to dwell on that for too long. But hey, thanks for joining me. Quinn Cicala is out October 3rd. The new record comes out early into 2026. You can follow Clementine anywhere on social media, but especially on Instagram to find out all about the upcoming releases. And we'll see you later. Have a good one.
Thanks.